Hey guys, this is Michael. This is my 2020 Ducati Diavel 1260S. Today we're going to be doing an Evotech Quadlock mount install. I didn't see a lot of videos on YouTube, so I figured I'd add my own just to get an idea of what it looks like, some of the parts that you need, and how easy it is. All right, so here we have the kit. It comes with a box and several bags with fasteners, the plates, and the actual Quadlock mount. They actually give you a bunch of extra stuff in the kit. Some of it I actually removed. I only put the necessary parts in here. So we have the mounting plates, all the fasteners and the washers, and then the quad lock mount attachment as well. And then the only tools that you're going to need is some Allen wrenches, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Super easy for the fasteners and also for the plate that's already on the motorcycle. All right, so first things first, we got to take off the plastic cover. All you got to do is just pull on it, just lightly let it pop out. There you go. All right, so first things first, we just need to loosen and remove these 4 Allen bolts here with a number 5 Allen key. Now this plate here is not coming off, but we need to get these bolts removed so we can put on the first part of the quad lock plate. All right, once you have them loosened, take them all off. Make sure you don't lose them. All right, so once we have those 4 Allen screws removed, this mounting bracket's going to be a little bit loose. Just leave it alone. The only reason that we took those off is to be able to put the Evotech mounting bracket on. Now, the first bracket that goes on is the one that's branded. It has the Evotech branding on it. As you can see, it fits right in here. Lines up with the 4 bolt holes that we just removed, along with this cutout right here in the middle. We're going to take those 4 number 5 Allen screws and reinstall them right here as they were, so the bracket's sitting flush against this OEM bracket. Now I like to just put them in and hand tighten them first in a crisscross pattern as always, just to evenly distribute the load on each bolt against the bracket. Just finger tighten them so they don't fall out on accident. All right, and once we have these 4 finger tightened, then we can use our number 5 Allen wrench again just to tighten them down. You don't need to go crazy with the tightening, just hand tight, torque. You don't want this bracket falling off. And if you go too tight, you might strip them, so careful with how much you tighten them. All right, the next thing that's going to be going on is this arm bracket right here. As you can see, there's 2 more holes right here. This is going to slide right here, and you're going to tighten it down with 2 number 4 Allen screws. Now with this second bracket, this little arm right here, you want to make sure that you're mounting it in the correct orientation. So it's not the same on both sides. It will fit and attach if you put it this way and this way, but it actually has a specific orientation that it goes in. So you want this kind of hollowed out section to be towards the front wheel. And you can tell that it's the right orientation because the top part hugs the dashboard right here. So don't install it like this. That's incorrect. You want this angle to be pointing to the back against the dash. And again, these are number 4 Allen screws. We're just going to hand tighten them first, one at a time. Make sure it's seated properly. All right, and then just hand tighten them again. Remember, don't over tighten them. You don't want to strip these screws, or bolts rather. You don't want to strip these bolts. All right, next thing we're doing is we're going to put together this bracket along with this one. Now this bracket right here, in this plane doesn't have a specific orientation, but in the top and bottom plane it does. So you want these little grooves to be exposed. You don't want to mount them against the bottom of this bracket. Okay, so you want to flip it, match it up, and make sure that these grooves are on the outside. And these are going to come together with a number 3 Allen. All right, so we got the 2 number 3s. And then we'll just hand tighten them. Okay, and that's put together. All right, at this point, once we have this assembled, this is essentially going to be going in between here, mounted up, and it's going to be attached to this bracket with these, I don't know what to call them. We'll call them butterfly bolts. Someone out there probably has a name for them, but we'll call them butterfly bolts. We need to line this up with this and install it this way. However, these two do need a washer that comes with the kit. So we're going to put the washers in, line it up, and then install them with these 2 butterfly bolts, we'll call them. All right. And then before installing these butterfly bolts, for lack of a better name, they also have washers that go on them. So make sure you put these washers on. All right. So let's put the washers on. There's one. And there's the other one. All right. And remember the orientation. Okay. All right. Remember to tighten them down, hand tighten. All right. Now the last thing we're going to do, we're going to install the actual quad lock mount onto the hub right here. And we're using a number 3 Allen key. So line it up. Make sure that the teeth grab the actual hub. Line it up. It's not going anywhere. All right, it's secure. And then just hand tighten it. Again, don't strip these bolts. Okay. All right, now once you're done, this thing is mounted. We still have to put the face shield back on, but just double check everything's tightened. It's not going anywhere. What I recommend is make sure it's secure, go out for a ride, make sure that none of the vibrations from the bike, from the road, actually loosen any of this, retighten everything, and then you should be good to go. Periodically, it might be a good practice to just make sure everything's tight from time to time. Last thing you want to do is lose your phone going 65, speed limit on the freeway, and losing your very expensive phone. So just check it periodically when you're doing your other checks around your bike. That way you make sure that it's all secure. And last but not least, we just have this little front shield. Evotech actually gives you 2 extra washers to put onto these top 2 stems. So I've already put those on right here, and those are going to help sit this comfortably on the holes here. So we just line it up, and it should just fall into place. All right. And that is the Evotech Quadlock install on a 2020 Ducati Diavel 1260S. Some of the other Diavel models should be pretty similar. They haven't changed too much with this front face between the models, especially in these later years. But just make sure that you're following the instructions on the Evotech instruction sheet. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. All right, so that was it. So hopefully that helps you guys out to install the quad lock mount onto your Ducati Diavel. Some of the other Ducatis might have similar installation. This is on a Diavel, so make sure you're following this video if you have the 2020 model or the same generation. Again, some of the older, the ones that are a little bit newer than this one might be similar, but just make sure you're tuning into the Evotech instruction sheet. They'll make sure that you're doing the correct installation.